Hi everyone! Today I'll be doing a little collage project with the products from the last treasure box. That's the 10th edition of the treasure box for October, November 2022. Even if you're not getting those products, you can still watch the videos and hopefully you will enjoy it. I am starting with a simple letter size cardboard and the rice paper that comes within the box. This is a really large A3 rice paper sheet and I'm just cutting it to size. I'm using gesso for the base as a kind of glue, but you can also use a different type of glue. I like to use it underneath, so I'm just putting a layer all over my paper, and then I'm applying the rice paper sheet on top of it, and I'm adding a second layer of the gesso on top of the rice paper to kind of bind it. I'm preparing a little mixture. I'm adding gesso and textured paste from Tim Holtz. The reason I'm adding gesso is because the texture paste is a little dry and I want to make it a little less dry, so that's why I'm mixing them both. And then I'm adding a little bit of paint, chalk paint in oatmeal color that will add a little tint to the paste that will fit with the background really well. I'm helping with the drying process using my heat gun tool so that it goes faster. And now I'm applying the large background washi tape in the core color on the side of my cardboard paper. And I'm trying to remove all the little bubbles and the air that's below so that it's as flat as possible. Now I'd like to use a stencil, so I'm hesitating between these two. I'm going to go for the clover one, and I'm just covering it with washi tape so that it sticks to the background, and also covering it with a white paper sheet so that only the parts that I want to cover is visible. And I'm gonna apply my little paste on it all over. I'm going to let it sit a few seconds before I remove the stencil. So here the stencil moved a little bit while I was applying the paste, so as you can see some of the edges are not completely defined, so I'm trying to remove a little bit of the excess to mark the shapes better. While this is drying, I'm taking out my fussy cut papers and looking at the different designs, choosing what will fit best, and then starting to cut a few pieces that I want to use for the background. I'm going to use the same stencil in another area of the sheet to have a reminder of that beautiful clover shape, and I'm just fixing it and covering all the parts that I don't want to get covered with the paste. So for this part I will use the glitter paste, and I'm applying a first layer. You will see the paste is pretty thin, so you can decide how thick you want it to be, and if you want it to be a bit transparent or if you want it to be really strong in the shine. In this case I applied 2 layers, and I'm also using the other stencil to decorate the sides of the paper. Removing the center part delicately, and wow, I absolutely love the result. Look at how it sparkles, beautiful. Now I'm gonna start organizing my little fussy cut papers in the background. I'm trying different combinations and seeing where they fit best before sticking them. And I'm taking out the foam stamps and using a few of the different designs that come with it in the background. And I'm also using the clear stamps with the ledger tickets kind of for the background too. To continue decorating, I'm going to use the vintage stamps that come in the roll of transparent washi tape, and I'm just applying a few here and there to embellish the background a little bit. I also wanted to use the ribbons, so I kind of tried the first transparent one, but I wasn't really happy with how it looked, so I ended up going for the damask one, and I cut smaller pieces of it to add in different areas of the collage. I'm also using the sticker roll with the alphabet, and I picked a few letters that I wanted to make a few words that I will add on the background. So here I'm just writing vintage in the left area of the collage. And also adding a few of the watercolor dots because they just fit really well. Now I'm using the liquid pearls, and I'm just going to highlight a few spots here on the papers that I cut, and I'm also going to add little dots to just embellish the collage. So this was my little project with the treasure box products. I really felt like doing a collage. I don't know why I don't often do collages, but that was a really nice way to use a lot of the products. Of course, you can use them in many different ways. Anything you like, journaling, crafting, card making. So I hope you enjoy using the products, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. And please let me know in the comments if you have any questions.